Blood Red Boots on WRC 88.7 FM, Elmhurst College Radio. This is Good Times Friday. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. I know that you guys definitely did not have to, so I want to thank you all for tuning in. This is Good Times Radio TV, and we are here live with Blood Red Boots. Gentlemen, what's up? How you guys,
hey,
man,
doing?
How
you
going? Good. Yeah. Now, there are 4 of you here, 5 of you in the band total, though. Why don't you guys go along the line and introduce yourselves and what you guys do and bring to the band?
Sure. My name's Keith. I sing and write some of the songs for the band and occasionally play guitar very badly.
I'm Billy, and I'm the guitar player, so I make up for, Keith's guitar playing.
He saved me.
Yeah, and, I kind of just bring a different genre to the band.
And I'm Zach, and I'm the drummer for this band. I'm new, so...
The new guy.
He's the new guy.
Yeah.
But he's holding his own.
He's in the hazing phase of the band. But,
Speaking of hazing, I'm Eric Hayes.
And, oh! She's the puns on the air.
And I'm in charge of keyboards and all the... Whenever we don't have a bass player, so we used to do a lot of tracks, and I was doing all that, and I work with a lot of the Logic files and everything, so...
Eric Hayes is the production guy. He's he's the tech guy.
He's pretty awesome.
He's tech help.
Which every band definitely needs.
Oh yeah, definitely. Whenever things are wrong or
also
broken, it's always like, Eric, help!
The extra cable guy, in case...
Yeah, and he's also the extra cable guy.
Good stuff. And then on bass we have, what is your name?
Hi, I'm Cyrus Johnson. I play bass in this awesome band, Blood Red Boots. Unfortunately, I'm not here right now because I'm squiring at medieval times, so yeah.
Well, Cyrus, you noble squire, thank you very, very much for giving us a call there. And,
yeah, he phoned in.
Yeah, phoned in while I was on the field,
So, gentlemen, you guys, your band name is Blood Red Boots.
Correct.
Which is a great name, but it seems like it's a very graphic name. And you guys are really nice guys. Like, not that you guys would be bloody people, but like, I just, some days you just meet bloody people. Like, you're like, that's a bloody guy.
Yeah.
Like, that's a bloody dude. You guys are definitely not.
We don't have any blood literally on us.
Which is definitely.
So I wouldn't say we're bloody.
Yeah.
Oh well. I could go into an incident last week, but that's not really kosher. So.
Of course.
Anyway,
gentlemen, where did Blood Red Boots come from? Where did that name derive from?
It kind of came out of a conversation I had with my girlfriend, and but the name doesn't really. I like it because it kind of encapsulates what I want in the music, which is kind of like this violent, abrasive sound mixed with kind of like a sexy vibe, and it's just like you hear the name and it kind of like. It just captivates like excitement and sex and a bit of like just like loud, brash sort of feeling.
Like Ted Nugent.
Kind of like Ted Nugent. But yes, like Ted Nugent. I think Blood Red Boots is a bit better than Ted Nugent, though.
We basically sound like Metallica.
But yeah, I think it just encapsulates... yeah, basically. I think it just captures the feeling of the band, like the band's sound.
Excitement. It's like...
Yes, excitement. And like people, I've like... talked about the band with a lot of people, and the first question people always ask, what's the band's name? And I'm like, Blood Red Boots, and they're like, cool. I like that. They always have that weird smirk, like, cool, like I'm excited to hear it, and I think that's why the name just kind of stuck.
Right on. So now, how long have you guys been Blood Red Boots? The whole
the
time
band?
you guys been together?
It's actually a pretty young band. We started in August. I moved back from California in August, and then, like, immediately after I got off the plane, I called Eric Hayes, and I said, hey, I got these songs that I wrote, and do you want to start this band?
Yeah.
And he said yeah, like, it was just like, he didn't even hear them, he just, like, yes. So it was kind of like you had me at hello moment.
Yeah.
And so from there, we kind of just started piecing together a band. We brought in Cyrus, then Billy, and then Zach is the newest addition. But
and finally found a drummer that'll stick. We went through a lot of bad.
Yeah, it took a while, a few months of just like finding the right musicians. Like we kind of were picky about the process, but in total, I mean, the band's only been together for like 6 months ish, so it's still kind of a young.
Well, technically,
group.
The whole group has been together for a couple of weeks.
Yeah, like the entire this new edition is like literally 3 weeks old.
So what is it about Zach that he brings that other drummers just didn't bring?
What is it about me?
Well, Zach, you want to talk about yourself?
Yeah, Zach, what do you think it is?
I mean, yeah, he probably knows.
That I bring the what?
What do you think?
Drummers don't bring?
Yeah, right. Yeah, like what did the other drummers not bring then?
That's a tough. Well, I don't
Well, you
know.
never met
I don't
him.
know.
Well,
I don't-
But
I
why,
actually-
I mean, why do you think you're a good drummer, man?
I practice.
He does
That's-
actually.
that's
For
true.
example, Keith summed the tracks before our first practice, and he knew them all, like written out and everything. First practice already. So I mean, it was just kind of like piecing together. It wasn't like teaching him the songs. He knew it all.
Another cool thing is he's only been playing for 2 years, and he's really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
That's
hey,
awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really awesome, man. So you guys have only been going since August, but you guys were able to record a couple tracks here, right? You guys have 3 down total?
Oh, we have a lot more than that.
A lot
But
more
we,
than
we
3.
brought 3 for you today, but we've been recording. We probably have, I don't know, somewhere around 12 or 13 tracks.
Do you guys see an album coming out soon, or?
Absolutely. I mean, we've got this EP that's going to be finished soon, with hopefully, fingers crossed, in the next few weeks, and that'll be like a 5-track EP.
Okay.
After that, we'll do a full length. I mean, we have a ton of songs that are just like written and kind of ready to go. So, I mean, that's great because it's like we don't have to worry about, oh, we ran out of songs. Like we have a backlog, so it's just like, I mean, we're too busy. So I guess it's a good problem to have, you know.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
Keith, this band and this this question goes for all of you guys too, but this band, Blood Red Boots, do you find that there's more of a clique than in
Absolutely.
past groups?
Yeah, I've been in a lot of bands, and this one felt right. You know, just musically, everyone really has their own style, but like it works well. I mean, a lot of times you put together bands, and that's part of the reason why it took so long to find this group. Like this lineup of musicians was just like it wasn't clicking. You know, you got to find 4 or 5 guys that like have the same views on music and like just play well together. In addition to like just liking each other too, that's vitally important. Like, can you hang out together and just have a good time? That's so important to
we
music.
passed that
So-
test.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So,
Another
yeah,
thing is
but
like,
yeah, go ahead.
some of the bands that I've been in the past have kind of been like built and designed to practice, where you just get together all the time and you jam out. Yeah, not our favorite word. But we're here to play shows, and you know we've got a bunch booked coming up, and we've played a couple already. And like we're not here to practice. We do practice, but there's been plenty of bands you never actually do a show. This is all about getting out there.
Right on. Yeah. So you guys kind of have that on stage click too.
Yeah.
You know, just-
Yeah, definitely.
Now, what is your guys' favorite gig that you've played so far since August?
We've only played, honestly, like, I mean, you know,
What, 3?
we've played 3 gigs in total.
Okay.
So we don't have that many to pick from, but just because, you know, we just started playing shows in December.
Mhm.
Like, so it's been a month since we really did the serious shows. But
Putting it together.
Swing State, we played this hookah bar up in northern suburbs, and that was a great show. There was, like, literally... like 15 people in the room. However, everyone loved it. Like those 15 people were all like dancing, and you know everyone came up to me afterwards like, "Where's your CD? Where's your record?" I'm like, I don't have one." So the response was just crazy good. I mean, it kind of blew me away because it was one of our early shows, and like it was kind of just like we're still figuring out how it works live, kind of like a rehearsal show almost,
Yeah.
and they're always like, "Damn, man, I love this," you know, and so. We were just kind of like, whoa, okay, maybe we really got something here, you know?
And they'd only let us for like a really short time period, so we only had a couple songs.
Yeah,
like,
we
to
had 5
play
songs,
right
and
there.
they're
Yeah.
like,
And
oh
they
my
had
God.
us play some of them again because they
Yeah.
liked us so much.
Cool.
So
Yeah, so
we're going over well.
Yeah.
they asked for an encore, so they must have liked it.
Hopefully.
Now,
Hopefully.
let's talk about how you guys write songs. When you guys write songs, is it like someone kind of brings it to like the rest of the guys, or is it like you guys all kind of?
Yeah, it's usually, I have a song written pretty, you know, like 80% of the way. I bring it to the guys, and then I let them all kind of figure out their own individual parts. I may have ideas for them, so it's kind of like I bring the song in, and then everyone just kind of adds their own artistic kind of imprint to it.
It's like a skeleton almost.
Skeleton, yeah. I mean, a lot of bands do like the skeleton approach. You know, and I think that's how it's going to keep rolling. Is like one member of the band will just bring a song, and it's kind of their baby, and then you know the rest of the band tries to like understand where they're going with it and just make it as cool as possible. So,
Right on. What do you find that you generally write about, or do you write about
like
a bunch of
subjects.
different things?
You know, I'm a young guy in my 20s, so I write a lot about my life, and that involves you know, just nightlife, drinking, sex, women, friends. It's just I think it's just my everyday experiences in the world and living in the city. I mean, I'm spending a lot of time in Chicago, so I think it's just like things that happen to me. Really, I mean, it's kind of like a diary almost
Right.
for me. So I'm not really I know a lot of singers try to go more conceptual and go with like political songs or
Yes.
like topics that really are talking about we are the world sort of stuff, and that's not really my thing. I think I just write what I know. That's kind of the thing I follow, and I keep it as honest as possible. Like I just want it to be a real reflection of me, not some sort of artificial me trying to sound artsy.
Yeah. Who are some artists that you really kind of cling to?
Well, I mean, I'll just answer for me. We all have very different tastes.
Yeah.
I love pop music. I'm really, really into Lady Gaga and like pop's music. I mean, they all kind of like hate pop, which is cool because they all have their own things. But
Not I.
so I'm in
love
the top 40 radio. Like Bruno Mars, Gaga, all that stuff. But they can all answer. What do you guys like?
Well, actually, before I was in this band, I was heavily into metal, and I still am. I really enjoy a lot of metal music, but since I've joined this band, I've just expanded my range of things I listen to. Like I do like a lot more poppy songs, I guess now, and I can see the benefit of it. I kind of see things that I didn't see before, so I just wider range of genre now.
And I liked when Q101 was actually on the air.
Tragic.
That was
I know.
basically just playing my entire iPod just off there. So a bunch of alternative and hard rock stuff. So
All right.
And I'm not sure what Keith's talking about, but I'm very into pop as well. I'm also actually into Euro house music, Euro dance music a lot. So that's a pretty different element than anyone else in the band. I know the bass player absolutely hates it.
Yeah.
But me and him don't get along about that. On the other hand, and as I said, into more poppy things like I'm very into Coldplay and getting a little bit of a darker side into Muse. Nowhere near as dark as Billy, but yeah. Love Muse. Oh, and the favorite, which I recently turned Billy onto,
Yeah.
Elbow.
Elbow.
What a
You
great
have you ever heard of him?
Uh-uh.
No one has.
They're
Not to
awesome.
sound like a hipster.
They're the best
but
band everyone's never
heard of.
Yeah.
It's weird because they're really famous in the UK, I guess. They're,
Yeah, but I mean,
but-
it's one of those things that like you can be huge in the UK and everyone in
and
America's like,
and
what?
nobody
Who
knows
are
who
you?
they are. I mean, I think I've so far in my life met one person who knew about them before I told them.
You are the
I'm
you are the only force
United
in the United
States,
States.
Elbow management of fan base.
Yeah,
You should
you're the
be
fan
listening
club
to us right
manager,
now.
man.
I'm their promoter. Yeah.
They should cut you a check.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, that's awesome, man. But all right. So you guys have been going since August. The songs that you guys were writing in your first couple weeks, how do they compare to the songs being written now? The ones that have to be finished soon.
The ones early on are a lot poppier, a lot lighter. That's probably because those songs were written when I was in a pop band. I mean, by pop, I mean I was like in a boy band out in LA. So that stuff is like a lot lighter. It's still, I like it. I mean, it's still, it's still, kind of rock-ish. But this stuff now, like Gemini, this song that we're gonna play, it's a brand new one for you guys, like debuted. That one's a lot heavier. It's darker. It's a lot more like gritty and violent. That's all I can say.
Attitude.
It's got like a
I like
serious
that word.
attitude thing that I like. It's got a confidence. So I think the songs now are going to be confident, probably a lot more like aggressive, a lot more sexy.
Okay.
So
when you work on this EP, you think that one's going to be more poppy, and then the actual album is going to be more aggressive,
yeah,
sexy.
definitely. I think
Red
it's
boots.
the evolution is gonna this band is gonna
We
take a
just need to get red
swerve
boots.
darker.
Yeah.
So and I'm happy with that.
Which-
as long as it's still got like a pop element and a sex element, I'm fine with that.
Which definitely makes sense that the more that you guys play as a band, the kind of darker or more honest your writing's going to be, because you guys kind of get very comfortable playing with those people, more than you were a couple of months back. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
But from what I know, you and Eric, you guys have like history, right? I mean, you
Yes,
guys
we
used
have.
to play together.
That sounds so gay.
Yeah.
Yes, we have a long history together. We played in a band. We played in a band together.
Ellipse.
A band called Ellipse. About 4 years ago. And it was a kind of a high school group. Like we were both still at York, which is just down the road. And that band was kind of like pop rock stuff, but more closer to like Oasis and like Coldplay and Radiohead. So that kind of British pop thing.
The Brits.
Yes, the Brit pop. We were really into British pop music. I still am.
Yeah. Elbow.
And so, you know, we played together for many years. I mean, like, it was kind of a long gap because that band ended, like, about 3 or 4 years ago. But then, you know, we picked back up like it was nothing.
Well,
Like, it was
the
great to
biggest
call
thing-
them, and it was just like it was like no time had elapsed between the end of Ellipse and the beginning of Blood Red Boots.
It was great
It's cool.
also because it provided a sort of like Keith already knew all the people who ran the clubs, and so he kind of already got us an in because they already know the name. Yeah, they don't know Blood Red Boots, but they know us.
Yeah, they know
So-
me and Eric. Like,
So when
you
we
know,
come
like
back-
so yeah, it does help. Like a lot of the club promoters still remember our band, and that's gonna be great. Coming in like, hey, we got this new thing. I mean, a lot of booking shows and just getting your name out there is just like your prior artwork, and just like if people like it, they're just so much more receptive to like, oh, cool. I mean, I like your old stuff. I'll probably like this stuff. You know, it just makes things so much easier. So I'm really looking forward to playing more shows in the city.
That's really cool. We're in this one class that I'm taking right now. It's called it's all about project management and all this different stuff.
Cool, like production management for like shows.
Yeah, well, kinda. But what we're working on now is this thing called a charter, which basically gives you the authorization to follow through with a specific project.
Sure.
And what it also has with every single charter is a mission statement. So, like, what is your guys' mission statement? Like, what are you guys here to do?
We are here to make amazing songs that people fall in love with, that people drink to, that people have sex to, that people listen to for the rest of their life. We just want great songs. That's like really, I think, the only reason we're here. I mean, I know a lot of bands they have goals about like, selling this many records and touring America, and that's great. That's all awesome. I think that's cool. But really, the end all be all of Blood Red Boots is making amazing songs that people love,
Right on.
and that we love.
And the rest will come with it.
And the rest of it just kind of takes care of itself, man. I mean, I think any band should just stop at that. And if your songs are good enough, the rest of it's just kind of unfold as it should.
Okay.
You shouldn't think too much about the business side of it. I mean, I guess I have this kind of different view on it than I did in the old band, because the old one was in LA. I mean, I was really caught up in the music industry, like, and you think so much about the business and like marketing, and that's fine, but I kind of lost sight of the fact that music needs to be the primary thing. And I know it sounds cliche to say like it's all about the music, man, but it really is just about making great songs that people love and connect to and want to share with their friends. You know?
Definitely. No, definitely. So then, since August, you guys start poppy kind of music.
Yeah.
Talk about how the more recent has been darker, more honest. Where do you guys want to go next with it? Like, what do you guys want
With
to
the
start
sound?
next? Yeah.
Go ahead.
Personally, I actually, yeah, like, it almost reminds me of, like, not comparing us, but almost like the Beatles. Like, we're gonna start off, like, really just bare bones to get together, and then we're all gonna kind of bring our own things to the table. And I think that's already happening. So it's kind of cool how we're gonna have just all these different influences, all these different styles from different people, and it's just gonna, as we keep putting out more music, it's gonna keep changing and keep people interested.
Right on.
Yeah.
Who are some of the people, really quick, that have kept you guys going?
With you mean artists that have kept us going, or what do you
Just
going
people,
for?
anyone, artists, family, teddy bears, whatever. Yeah.
I mean,
Those
everyone
stuff.
everyone keeps me going. Like, just humanity, I guess that sounds weird, but like just people in general keep me going, because everything inspires me. Like friends, girlfriends, family, like everything is just like I just love all aspects of life, and like I think that just kind of like inspires me to make more art. Maybe if there's one thing, music keeps me going. Just like art inspires more art, and when I hear great songs, I want to make more great songs. So for me, it's probably just songs.
Okay. Billy?
Oh man,
Come on, Billy.
I'm not sure. Like, there's just probably about everyone in my life. A lot of music actually has inspired me. Obviously the reason I'm here is because of music, and
I thought I was for the money.
No, it's actually.
Women,
Okay, well,
right?
And maybe
yeah,
women.
you know, actually, it can be things for different people. So for me, it's the music. You know, like when I first started getting into playing guitar, I was into classic rock and stuff, and that really just started me off. I was like, man, those guitar sounds are so cool. I love those solos, and you know, I just was like, I want to do that. And actually, the first guy that really got me started was Angus Young from AC/DC.
Yeah.
And I mean, now that I look back, I think, you know, wow, I've progressed musically, you know, as a listener as well as a player. And you know, it's things like that, you know, discovering new music, new artists, and then, you know, hearing these things and saying, wow, that's really cool. I want to do something like that. You know, that keeps me going. And then people around me, if I ever question, you know, think, oh, why am I doing this? You know, people around me will help me and be like, this is why you're doing it. And, you know, other music as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right on.
I think I definitely drive myself mostly. I've always had a thing for music, and I don't come from like a musical background. I know you come from like a musical background. I have nothing. So, I don't know. I started playing drums. The first time I ever played drums was like a little electronic drum set at like this youth group, and we had like another guitar player. Then he played some 3 Days Grace song, and I nailed out a beat or something. And then I got a drum set a few years ago, and then I don't know. I started playing serious about 2 years ago, so it's all kind of just gone from there.
Self-driven, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's really the live show. There's been times when, mostly a while ago, when I'd doubt myself and be like, well, should I continue with piano or should I, you know, focus more into some other career choice? But then I'd play a live show and just be like, no, it's music. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing else compares.
Yeah.
It's got to be music. And
Absolutely.
that's thanks a lot probably to my dad, you know. Yeah, that's the emotional one right there. To my dad, we've got a band together, and we just play a lot of jazz shows and just that. Whenever I'm feeling not the best about my music, you play a show and you're like, yeah,
Yeah, it always brings you up.
this is why I do this. This is the best experience you can have.
What are your guys' thoughts when you're on stage playing?
I don't really have that many thoughts. I mean, that sounds like I'm a shallow lead singer, which I probably am.
Yeah.
But for me, it's very like zen. I don't think, I just kind of do. So yeah, I mean, I sometimes I think you shouldn't have any thoughts on stage. You should just kind of focus on the task at hand, playing a great show. And I mean, instruments kind of are one of those things that you really have to dedicate a lot of your energy just to making sure you play everything right. So, but I mean, lads, do you have thoughts on stage?
Oh, yeah.
Like what
Actually,
you're gonna
I
eat
mean,
later?
I agree with Keith. But before I get to that, you know, zen-like stage.
The pre-stage.
Well,
yeah,
even
it's different.
when I'm on stage, I'll be up there, and then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh man, I'm gonna start playing a show in like a minute, and I'm never
man.
ready for it. When we drop the the downbeat of the first song, it's like, oh man, I gotta play, and then like I'm like, okay, this is cool, this is fun, you know. And sometimes I forget I'm even playing. I just kind of look down. I'm like, I'm playing a show. This is pretty fun.
Wow, I
Yeah.
can't believe I'm actually doing this.
I've never actually played a show, so I'll get back to you.
Okay. All right. Soon no problem.
For me, actually, it's all about having fun. Well, actually, I should say it depends on the show. Because for some shows, actually, a while ago, our first show, we had tracks, and I was in charge of all the tracks. And we had,
That was awesome.
yeah, that was a lot of thinking.
That was fun.
We had some errors where the computer actually, didn't shut off, but it lagged out for a second, and I had to sync it back up with us playing. That took some thought. Yeah. Keith was dancing around there just having fun.
I don't think
whatever.
maybe I don't have any thoughts because I don't actually do anything but sing,
Yeah,
and everyone else is
but-
like really intensely, and I'm just like off in like a field, like just like
The only thing is we can
just
blame
like
the
having a
drummer.
great time. I think everyone else is really stressed and like using their brains. And
Well-
I don't use my brain ever.
Now that we're off of tracks, now that we got a great drummer with us.